BagFuel, baby.
We back.
So, Hynaken, normally, we think about afterwards what we like to name these episodes. But what we're going to talk about, yes, nigga, we got the answers. Just like Sway, we got the answers. So, this is your ballpark, BagFuel.
Yes, sir. We in the building.
You want to
Let's
make
do
a
it.
profound statement in regards to what Kanye West owns and doesn't own.
Well, they talking about what Kanye owns and don't own, right? We're going to go back to what it is. It's all about paperwork. But if they're going to talk about selling publishing, right?
Yeah.
What y'all don't understand is that Sony still owns the publishing. When Kanye signed a co-publishing deal, he gave them rights to make decisions over the publishing until he recoups. Now, people would think it's impossible for him to recoup, but when you fulfill a publishing deal, they give you more and they give you more money, which makes it hard to recoup, which means that they own it. If you don't have 12-year reversion, which means that after they made their money and they recouped after 12 years, then you can get your,
so the setup
your works
is
back.
To keep pumping more advanced money into you to keep you locked in.
Keep you
and
locked
that money's
in.
so lucrative, you're like, oh, all right.
Let me take the money.
Ooh.
I mean, it's what's going on right now. The thing about everybody that's selling the catalog, they're saying that Kanye's people is in talks with selling the catalog for $175 million, right?
That sounds like a low number.
Yo, not really, because you got Bob Dylan who sold his catalog for $200,000 or $400,000.
You mean
No,
millions?
he sold it for $400 million. I'm sorry, he sold it for $400 million. Then he sold his record side for $200 million.
So that's $600 million.
Yeah, you got to think about anybody that has worked a long time and has made the money that Kanye has made, to tack on another $200 million on top of it seems like a really good deal, because there are not a lot of people that are thinking about their families and what the publishing is going to do for them. There's people that could be really saying, "I'm dying, and I want to I want to enjoy my work for what I did for myself." What's wrong with that?
I mean, we've seen with publishing, it goes on forever. Am I correct?
Yes.
So wouldn't you still getting paid out? And then, you understand paperwork very well.
Mm-hmm.
Your family can also get paid out as well for the life of however long that publishing goes, or in perpetuity or whatever, it always goes. So why not just say, hey, even though I'm gone, I know my kids.
I just answered you. What if he's not worried about my kids?
It's just selfishness or for self?
It doesn't have to be selfishness. There are things that go on in people's life.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my own kid.
Yeah.
Remember when I was running around, I got to get this paperwork done, Han.
So she can be good.
I got to leave the royalties to my daughter. I got to leave the royalties. I got jumping royalties. It got sampled. I'm about to get paid again off of jumping. Shout out to Javon. You know what I'm saying? But I rushed to try to get all my paperwork right, so when I die, I could leave it to my daughter. Why? Because I'm not a mega millionaire. If I was a mega millionaire and I had millions that I'm setting aside for my kid already, then maybe I would take my publishing and spend it. But that money was what I could leave behind for a legacy to help take care of my kid. Ye don't got to do that. Ye is a billionaire right now. So if he wants to take care of his children, he has money to do it, and he could take his $200 million.
I think Ye has, remember, he was once $50 million under the hole.
Okay.
For his fashion projects. He went so insane and head over heels over the fashion project. And I always used to say, why is Ye so animate about mattering in the fashion world where they don't want us in there? You matter to the black community. You matter to the
cashed
people.
Out though.
I understand. You matter to the people of color. Just do it for us. And I always felt a certain way about him. Always like, oh, you don't know Margiela. I gotta matter in this space and all of that. And he went $50 million under the hole. During the pandemic, I forgot who the dude was. He lost $50 billion. You dig what I'm saying? So when I see that, do I think Kanye West thinks he feels safe with $6 billion when we done seen dudes lose $50 billion liquid legitimately?
Kanye is a different beast right now.
I mean, everybody's a beast.
What's going on right now is that the people who really did it, there are not legendary people out here.
No, of course not.
Right now. Kanye is legendary. At that
beyond
time,
outer space.
At that time when Kanye went 50 million in debt, he was not at legendary status yet.
You think so?
He was not at legendary status yet.
I beg to differ a little bit.
Y'all are talking about music. Kanye is a cultural icon right now.
I think he been one for a lot of years.
Nah, bro. If you was a cultural icon, you wouldn't have to spend and go in debt with 50 million.
I mean,
Puffy's not going. Puffy, it was a cultural icon. Puffy has the rich guy who owns all the grocery stores, the black man who's like one of the richest black men in the world before everybody was becoming billionaires. I can't remember the black man's name.
D'Agostino.
But no, it's not that. He's black.
Okay.
Nah. I was on the boat with this man. He is the dude that backed Puffy for everything. So while Puffy was a mega millionaire, he had another mega millionaire backing him on things that he wanted to do. Kanye didn't have to put his money in. Kanye was in a different space. You got to remember where people were when they started. He's Kanye now with the glasses, with the Yeezys lit and all the rest of that stuff. That Kanye from 10 years ago that Sway talked to and said, go straight to the stores like we just talked, he might not have had the capital to go straight to the store. So he couldn't. Go ahead.
You know, how much did Elon lose when, I forgot, something happened when one of the stocks lost?
You're talking about different brackets and people,
I mean,
bro.
but
Kanye
listen,
is not Elon Musk, bro.
But what I'm saying is, it's a large number.
No, Kanye's not Elon Musk right now.
No,
and Kanye's a billionaire right now,
but
and he can't touch Elon Musk. Are we talking about 10 years ago?
What he's lost, Kanye would have to do that 10 times over. And Elon lost that. So if I'm Kanye and I'm watching 50 million get lost here, 40 million, I mean, not 40 million, 40 billion. And I'm like, I got 6 billion. It don't take much for me to get gutted as a black man. Yes or no?
No, because you're not doing, this dude was trying to build spaceships and go to space.
I
all right, Kanye's not, you're talking about two totally different brackets of people. Kanye's not trying to go to space. Now, if he had $6 billion and he's trying to build a spaceship, I would be like, yo, he's tripping. He's going to go broke. But if he's not trying to build a spaceship, Kanye is good in his space. And we're talking about 10 years ago. He was not a cultural icon. He was an icon in music. People loved him. He was firecracker hot. He was putting people on, but he was not a cultural icon. Fashion transcended Kanye, not wearing it, not bragging about it, making it, and his earning it and blowing up and changing Gap, who nobody cared about Gap, into something that mattered. That makes you a cultural icon when you can resurrect different type of businesses outside of what you already do. He wasn't able to do that. He was in a position to do partnerships, which is not a bad position, but that's how $50 million you go into debt that matters. You don't, cultural people that's doing this, they could pull on people, fanboys of theirs got $100 million. Fanboys there. Mark Wahlberg made a whole business of being an actor because he had a bunch of fangirls and fanboys that loved him as Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, my dude.
I understand.
Right.
I just feel like when dudes make that level of money and they've lost a substantial amount of money, I don't think they ever feel safe.
I can feel you. I
don't think they ever, and you and I know that.
I can feel you on that. I'm not gonna lie.
And it sounds ridiculous to tell a bunch of humans where the average medium that the person makes is what, 40, 50,000 a year, that you don't feel comfortable with $6 billion. That's ridiculous.
But
I want you to know that.
Life. But they live a different life.
But knowing what they spend, they probably buying a house for 80 million, 300 million. Because when you make that money and you know you got to spend that motherfucker.
Well, yeah, I'm about to say, what about taxes? You're in a different tax bracket. You get taxed. This is real money. You get taxed. You get taxed. You got managers. You have a payroll. So yeah, people can be scared about the money that they have. But what you have to do is be smart about it. You be smart about what you're putting your stuff into. Don't base yourself on what the next man is doing. Base yourself on what you're doing.
Let's close it out on this. I just got this sent to me, and I don't think this means so much to you, but it says, neither Yeezy nor Ye may use, wear, sponsor, promote, market, advertise, endorse, design, manufacture, license, sell, or provide consultant services with respect to any of the following products under the Yeezy trademark or Ye's likeness and any other identifiable attributes featuring or
That's standard.
Donda, Pablo, or Jesus Walks. So this is summary restrictions of Yee's standalone activities under the licensing and endorsement agreement with Adidas and strategic agreement with Gap. So my question to close this out, he's made $6 billion. Would you be comfortable knowing the brainchild of ESSO no longer has any affiliation with your family, but you cash out at $6 billion?
I don't care. People, we just have people on the show. You make a business, the intent is to sell the business, or the business is to make you money. It is not your baby.
So Kanye needs to leave the attachment alone? That's what I think.
Listen, he can leave the attachment
and start something else?
Kanye is Kanye. Kanye can do whatever he feels like it. If he wants to start a war with these people, Kanye got a lot of money. He don't got their money. It don't make sense. They funded him. He signed the contract. He knew what he was signing. They got a lot of money. They took advantage like most people do. And maybe he's using this propaganda right now to get bought out and go back to Nike or go get another deal with somebody else that could be bigger. It happens.
Yo, Kanye going back to Nike? Wow, hold up. Let me tell you something. Those Red Octobers is still legendary. That could be the play right there. Could you imagine Michael Jordan and Kanye collabo sneaker, the Chicago Bulls versus with the Chicago in?
Let me just say,
Kanye return back to Nike.
Let me say,
come on, S.
Why it's really possible.
Let's talk about it.
Because other companies buy other companies all the time. And Nike has been on top for years, and Nike's not. And Nike, and although we love Nike, I got Jordans on. I got the Khaled Jordans on. Right? Sorry, they not number one. No matter what people think, no matter what black people want to see, Nike's is not number one no more. And now, if they can acquire Kanye West back, y'all could go be number one.
Yo, that's
a cultural icon.
Yo, that would be a big FU to Adidas right there, son. Fact. He go back and pump out the Red Octobers Part 2 or a different vibe.
Anything he pump out he got it right now.
So